What's going on, guys? This is your boy Trillionaire Mac. Welcome back to another trade breakdown. Alright, so you may hear cars and things like that in the background. I'm making this video outside, alright, so don't mind it. But we're going to talk about this Euro USD trade that I uploaded. Let me see, it should have uploaded at 12. Alright, and you guys are going to see this video at 8 p.m. So you may still have time to hop inside of the trade. Now, it missed our original entry by around 12 pips. Alright, so we can see, give me 1 second, guys. Here we go. Oh, less than that actually. Okay, so about 6.7 pips. What missed by 12 pips? Oh, UCAD missed by 12 pips. Okay. So it missed our entry by around 7 pips right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to scale in. Now we can already see the Wyckoff schematic taking place on the lower time frame, such as the M15. We see that we had a retracement back to our LPS, last point of supply. All right, and now price is starting to push to the downside. So what I'm doing is I'm going on the lower time frame, such as the M5, and I'm taking advantage of these order blocks that we see within this time frame. All right, now I'm using a two-step method to that allows me to take the right order block and know what is the correct order block to take. All right, if you want that information, feel free to join my mentorship program, and I will teach you exactly how I see the market. All right, as well as the two-step entry process that I take. So this was a valid two-step entry process right here. Now, this entire trade for the sell limit is still valid until we see price give me a body closure under this low right here. All right, and then we'll wait on the retracement that could possibly happen. Sorry about that, guys. Car was kind of loud, but it could possibly happen right here within this area. I just have to keep my eyes on it, but I'm gonna more than likely take this as a market execution. This would have been a nice entry right up here, especially on the M10 time frame, but I was on the move and I missed it, right? Because we see a break of structure right here. We see price retrace into this area, all right? And I had it marked up. I just missed the retracement back to the upside because I was a little busy, but it happens, right? So we're just gonna keep moving forward, take advantage of the next entries that we see, all right? So overall, just flow with it. And then the same thing with USD CAD, because I know I broke both of these trades down in the webinar. All right. So because I broke both of these down in the webinar that we had at 45 minutes ago, then I'll go ahead and upload this tonight as just like a little update for you guys. All right. So as it relates to UCAD, am I looking at this on the M5? I am. So I'm looking at this on the M5 time frame right here. Now this is a very, very nice Wyckoff schematic, and this is the last point of supply. So I'm looking for price to trade back into this area, but I'm going to give it a little bit of space. All right, because we do have this wick right here. So price could just mitigate this wick and then push to the downside. But up here we do have confluence with our premium buys. All right, or premium sells, excuse me, where buyers will sell their orders and then we'll take the sell positions for the push to the downside. All right, anything under the 50% is good buys. Anything over 50%, closer to 79%, is good for sells. All right, so I'm just using that as confluence. So I'll look for an entry right here, and then I'll take price to the downside, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so we've been on this for about 4 minutes. Let me extend it just a little bit for you all. See what else what other gems I can drop on you. Overall, this structure is looking really good though, right? Because even if you were going based off of the price action method, how I see price action, right? We had a break of structure right here. Price pushes to the downside. Let's actually break that down within the price action course method. Right, so if you have my price action course, it's within my mentorship program. then you're going to understand exactly how I'm breaking this down. And this is another way that I trade. It's not my main style, but I use it as confluence, and it flows very, very well with overall structure. All right, so we can see in this area, price is giving us lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Right, we know that price is pushing to the downside, and it may just be for a short period of time, but it doesn't really matter. But we know price is pushing to the downside. We could not break above this previous swing high right here. All right, so within this area, we have our counter trend push to the upside. Let's go on the H2 time frame really quickly. So this is just our counter trend push to the upside, right? But because price created a lower low, you're gonna look for a lower high, right? It's what makes sense as it relates to the flow of the market and order flow and things like that, right? So you're gonna look for a lower high right here within this area. All you're doing is waiting for this counter trend, this entire counter trend right here to end. All right, I really don't trade with trend lines, but I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I just pay attention to candlesticks, to be honest, and where price is. But you know, you can use things like trend lines and support and resistance. The only thing about using things like that is the institutions know exactly how retail traders trade, right? They know all about the support and resistance, trend lines. That's how people find out about trading, right? When you go on YouTube and you research it and stuff like that. But it's not really what you want to use if you're trying to actually leverage your skill, all right? So within this area right here, we do see that we have confluence with our 79% retracement. Okay, like I said, I don't really use it, but I do use it as confluence when I want to see where are the discounted buys at. All right, so on the H2 time frame, you could have easily taken advantage of this entry right here, but like I said, I like to get a little technical with it. All right, I like to decrease my risk. So in order to do that, I have to let's put this here. So in order to do that, I have to go to the lower time frames, but you could have easily taken a trade like this. You know, that's a 4.14% gain. Now, if we go on the lower time frame and decrease that stop loss, okay, then it really, let me show you guys how it's going to look. Then it really helps. All right, so within this area right here, we have an unmitigated order block. Oh, you know what? We're not even talking about order blocks. We're going over price action. All right, so without mentioning anything about order blocks, let's just talk about price action. So we see prices continuing to push up on this trend line right here, right? We see higher highs and higher lows. If the higher time frame is selling, we basically want to hop into a sell right along with the higher time frame, right? But you have to wait for that counter trend to end because there's always going to be counter trends within the market to build that pressure back up for the next spring. All right, so we see prices creating, you guys might hear baby crying in the background, but it's all good. So we see this breakup structure for the counter trend push to the upside. Our low is right here. We have our higher high, we have our higher low, we have our higher high. Actually, let's get a little bit more technical. We have our higher high, higher low, higher high, and then tested low, lower high, or actually we can call this a tested high. So just tested highs up here, and then we see price break structure right here. All right, so now let's get into how I would mark this up based on how I trade price action. All right, so we have something like this, and how I trade confluence. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to catch that on the video, but it's pretty loud. My apologies. So we see a breakup structure right here. Okay, we see a breakup structure with this push to the upside, breaking this previous lower high. You can get a little bit more technical and go into this area right here, but I'm going to count these tested lows as one whole area. So I'm going to look at this as a lower high. All right, but you can get more technical within this area. Now, once I see price break to the upside, I'm basically going to look for at least a 38.2 retracement. Okay, I don't take my, all right, I don't take entries, at a 38.2 retracement or any of that, there's certain things that I look for when I am trading price action. And if you want access to that information, that is what I teach within my mentorship program, right along with institutional trading. All right. It's all about, just taking someone else's experience, applying it to the charts. And if you see the market like me, you're going to be able to catch the same trades that I send to you guys all throughout the week. All right. And the trades that I do send within the Telegram channel, make sure you guys are studying those. Those are successful trades, so study them. Okay. So we see prices pushing to the upside, at least touch this 38.2. Okay, great. So we know that this is a continuation. We see another break of structure right here. And also there's a certain way that I use my fib tool. Okay, so you guys aren't going to see me pull Fibonacci from the lower low to the higher high. That's not how I trade or use the Fibonacci tool. But that's also taught within my course. All right, so we have the push starting right here. We have the push to the upside right here. Perfect. All right, we have at least a 38.2. We push up a little more, and then we break the 38.2 original retracement right here. All right, and this is exactly how I would mark up my price action charts. All right, so this is really good knowledge. All right, and then we have, really, this was just a tested low right here. Higher low. Let's change this. All right, but I'm not really too worried about this. So I'm just going to count this whole entire area right here as a break of structure. So we see this push to the downside like this, right? So I'm going to go on the M5 time frame, or actually, we could settle on the M10, to be honest. We don't have to go down too far. I always tell people, like, if you like being on the M1 time frame and taking entries, okay, cool. All right, but if you go down that far and you feel anxious or you feel unsure, don't go down that far. Just take an entry on the M15 or the M30, right? You don't have to be one of those traders that, have a 5 pip stop loss. That'll just naturally come with time. If you need a 20 pip stop loss because you're taking on the H4 time frame or the H2 time frame, that's fine. If you need a 10 pip stop loss because you're taking it on the H1, that's fine. All right. So if you're a mentorship student of mine, then you already know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so this is perfect, right? So we pull into the 78.6 right here. All right, we see a lot of resistance, and remember, guys, this is exactly how I trade my price action course. All right, so I'm giving you guys some like inside information. All right, and based on how I take entries, I would have entered the market. Just gonna set it over here. I would have entered the market right here. My stop loss would have been somewhere up here. All right, and then my target. Let's talk about the target now. All right, so how I trade price action, Fibonacci retracements is I use the Fibonacci extension tool. All right, and I also teach you guys how to use this tool. Okay, because there's a certain way to do it, and then we are on the M30 time frame taking the entry. This is a higher time frame trade, but for my scalping move, I would take profit right here. And I guarantee you guys, when you guys come back to the charts, all right, even though we didn't take this trade based off the price action, when you come back to the charts, all right, like tomorrow, look at this trade, and I'm not going to say I'm a financial advisor because I'm not, but the market's going to be right here. All right, this is the same thing over and over and over again. I traded price action for over a year and a half. No, it was more like 2 years actually. I traded price action for almost 2 years. And then this year I just recently switched up my style, or just added a new style for institutional trading so I can get more into swing trading. I don't have to spend so much time on the charts and things like that. But buy my mentorship program. All right, the link is in the description. Purchase the mentorship program. All right, I see 50 of you guys are watching me live right now. What's going on, everyone? If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I got you covered. But purchase my mentorship program, and that's when I teach you exactly how I look at the market. All right, so if you want to make these types of trades all day, every day, You want to see the market like this? You have to trade like me. If you want to trade like me, purchase my mentorship program. Or if you just want to gain access to my trades, like trades just like this, all right, you can, if that's what you want to do. All right, hit the link in the description, and you'll gain access to my Telegram channel. All right, where I send all the trades that I take, I send to the Telegram channel. All right, so with that being said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Remember, we've given away $600 worth of cryptocurrency already. So if you guys want a shot at winning some crypto, feel free to fill out the form down below, as well as follow me on Instagram at TrillionaireMac. All right, same as my YouTube. And make sure you comment how long you've been trading and what type of content and videos you want me to produce. All right, and make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you guys. Peace.